Hello friends again that like to do nail art. I love nail art. It's kind of an addiction, but that's okay. Today we are doing set number 2 in the Patriotic series for the 4th of July. As I mentioned in my last video, I really enjoy the 4th of July and summer and all things warm and green. It's lovely. So the 4th of July for me really is about all the fun of fireworks and cookouts and family and just really celebrating that we are alive and well, especially after the last couple of years. So the very first thing that I am doing, I know I'm off screen right at this second, but I'll fix that in just a second, is putting some paint on. There you go. Each of the nails. I am using the Holo Rainbow series, but I am using the red and the blue from that series. So it's a rainbow holographic, fabulous colors. And I'm also using a bit of Maniology's chrome to create that silver in there. And what I'm doing right now is a marbling effect because we're going to make this kind of a graffiti, fun, I don't know, cityscape kind of nails, something a little different than I normally do. So I am working in right now the different colors. The chrome sort of took over some of the colors and made it a little bit more modeled than I wanted it to. So I'm just dabbing in some extra color here and there and then re-swirling that a little bit. I am using I think it's a medium, which you'd consider like a medium ball marbling tool. And then I'm just going to put a second coat on the red and the blue and let that dry for a few minutes. This is a nail polish, so it does take just a few minutes to dry. The Holo holographics do dry very quickly, which is nice. I'm going to be using a jelly stamper plate for this one for the first part. This is a Christmas plate, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what on earth is she doing with candy cane stripes that she's going to put on this nail? Well, I didn't want to do each individual stripe by hand. I was feeling a little lazy. So what I did was I used my stripe on that plate. I cleaned up the little stripes in between, so I just had the wide stripes, and then I stamped it on. So I did that with just a little silicone tool and picked up those little stripes. Right now I'm just cleaning up my lines by going in between each one with the Holo brush. So the Holo brushes, the nice thing about them is they are very straight brushes. They don't have a really wide fan to them, and that makes it very easy to do straight lines even with a thick nail polish brush. So I did that first. Now I'm taking Kelli Marissa's Maniology collab plate. I believe it's Galactic is what it's called. I did put the plate number in the description so you can look. I don't know if they still have that one, but I'm pretty sure they do. It's a great plate, though, if you haven't already purchased it or don't have it. I am not sponsored by any of these people. These are just things I loved, and I'm going to share them with you. The next thing that I'm going to do is start on my anchor. I was inspired by Pintrest for this one. There was a few different styles of anchors, and I thought it was a great way to incorporate the red, white, and blue and also give that sort of ocean-y fun feel to the red, white, and blue. I know many of us in New England escape to the beaches this time of year, or to ships and sailing and yachts and whatever floats your fancy. I don't personally have a yacht, and I don't go on a yacht. But hey, if you do, that's great. I do like to be out on the open water, though. It is nice. So, what am I up to? I've given the top of the anchor a little hook. I'm making some lines. I am using my marbling tool again. And I'm going to go back in a minute and use my brush just to clean up my lines. But where I just needed a thicker line and I didn't want to work too hard, I decided to just go in with my marbling tool. I do this a lot, especially if I'm hand painting and I don't need everything to be perfect on the first round. I just want to place some color in or fill in a shape or a design. I will go back afterwards with my fine liner brush and just tidy up some of those little edges and lines so that everything's nice and crisp. This nail does not, it was the most complicated one in the set, but even at that, it doesn't take all that long. It's just more the getting the stripes down, letting it dry, and then putting in the anchor that, you know, takes a few minutes. So this is my liner brush, just going in to tidy up. I dropped this nail like 3 times when I was doing it too. I edited that out, but but it was funny. It was getting comical. So that nail is done. Now I'm going back to my graffiti nail. This nail, I am going to put a heart in the corner, and then we're going to make that heart into a flag. I've done this look a lot of different ways over the years, but this was probably one of the most fun ways I've attempted this one. And I really liked the overall outcome of it. So I started with my red background. I am still using nail polish, so I'm not using stamping paint right now. And I'm also not using like gel paints or anything like that. I'm just using nail polish. So I have a white nail polish. I believe that one is an OPI. It's probably Alpine. And then I have the blue holographic and the red holographic from Holo Taco. Again, that's part of the rainbow collection. You can still pick that up online. I did check last night because I was editing another video I used it in. So I'm going to start by putting in my white lines. Aha, see, here I go again, dropping my nails. Then I go back and just touch up the red just so that I can crisp up the line and make it a little bit sort of 3D-ish looking. You notice that I left that right side blank, and there's a reason for that. I am going to go in and just add a little bit of red at the bottom, clean off my brush, and here's why. We're going to go back in and put the blue background for the stars into that top right-hand square. I'm tipping just the tip of my brush. As you can see, there's not a lot of paint on here. And then I'm just dotting in my stars. Because this polish dries so quickly, it's actually very easy to go in and do that in a quick manner. So if you're working at the salon, it's a pretty quick thing. Sorry, I got distracted watching myself paint. So the last thing I'm going to do is put in, and I've got stuff on the end of my brush that I'm trying to get off, put in my stars at the bottom. Again, my design here was just to kind of have like a freeform graffiti kind of look to it. So I'm adding a couple of white stars in the bottom corner, and that will be the end of this nail. It'll be very quick and easy to do. And there you go. That is the full set. We're going to top these off with Holo Taco's Glossy Taco because it's a nice thick paint, and I can do that on top of polish without it dragging. You'll notice the first 2 nails, I'm not too worried about those. Had quite a bit of time to dry, so I'm going to do those pretty heavily, pulling the brush pretty heavily. However, this last one, because it was still a touch bit damp, you can see I'm a much lighter touch there, and I'm going around the edges that are dry first, and then I will put a nice glob onto the center and make that nice and shiny. I hope you enjoyed this set. It's super fun, super easy, a great little graphic set for us, something a little different. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to check the sneak peek.